There you
Hello,
go.
everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Growers Not Showers. We have, or we don't have, Unks. He is not joining us today. Um, Unks is in the depths of prep. He is probably off in a desert somewhere doing steps, drinking no water because he needs to get dry, obviously, and eating dust. In fact, he
Yeah.
told me he was eating dust this morning, which was really interesting. So no Unks for I think the next couple of weeks, at least until we breathe some life back into him. But we do have our resident Gasp Goblin. Um,
Fuck off. I want gas to one thing, man. No, it's fair. We need some Archer Academy merch, and then I'll just wear that all over the place.
we do,
Go
we do. We've
crazy.
been pestering Jack recently, but I think we need to hold back on that until at least he's done his
He'll
his
snap. He'll
first
bite our
show.
head off. He actually will. Bless him.
But yeah, no. So let's do a little rundown of how our weeks have been. I think when was the last time we did a pod? It was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we've been a little bit inconsistent with them. But listen, we're here now. We're here now. That's the most important part. My week has been okay. It's the weather's been a lot nicer, which is really, really refreshing. I've definitely spent a lot more time outside in the sun. I don't know if you could tell, I'm really tan. I'm not. So definitely, I think I notice from a psychological standpoint when it's more sunny, I just tend to feel a lot better. So that's really been refreshing and it's been nice. And also, I think there's something therapeutic about blasting white girl tunes in the sun, driving to the gym on a copious amount of pre-workout and other things that will not be mentioned. Um,
That sounds really
um,
bad. Both of them sound bad. Both the two options. So, I mean,
um, training's been going ridiculously well, almost too good to the point where I have a tendency of like when things are going really well, I want them to be even better. And like I would go into Jack and I'll be like, we should change this. Maybe I can get away with doing an extra set here. Like even I did this is probably the best my training has ever been in my entire career. And like yesterday I said to Jack, I was like, I can do more, I can do more. Like give me an extra 2 sets on the leg press on my leg day. That was the dumbest fucking thing I have ever.
2 sets is crazy.
Yeah, additional on top of a 1 set hat and 2 set leg extension, which is already a lot for me. Safe to say that that didn't get completed. But I remember messaging Jack after. I was like, "Look, you're right. Like, I am trying to do too much. Sometimes doing less is actually doing more, and just fucking following the plan and not trying to make everything perfect and the most optimal and grow the quickest." So that's a fun little realization that I've had this week. But business has been going really, really well. Um, I'm definitely enjoying my sort of hybrid approach of like rehab and then normal physique clients. I've got quite a few physique clients on the diet right now, and I'm really, really enjoying like helping them get through that. But most importantly, I think a big part for me in order to master dieting is like the psychological aspect of it. And prime example, I was talking to one of my clients today who's in the infamous like 4 to 6 week phase of dieting, where he feels he is smaller but not necessarily leaner. And I was explaining to him like this is what happens. This is why bodybuilders tend to say you have to get flat before you get lean. Glycogen gets depleted, but you haven't necessarily had enough time to actually lose the fat mass, so you actually appear smaller, but not necessarily leaner. So that's why dieting can be a head fuck. But if anything, this is a good sign that you are dieting and you are at that breaking point of like you are now flat. It's just a matter of time before you get lean and you start losing that fat, right? So like little things like that, I'm really enjoying maneuvering and helping them kind of get through their first or maybe their second dieting phase. So that's been really fun. But yeah, apart from that, man, been chilling. What about you?
It's been good. It's been a really, really good week. Let's see what's going on. I've had 3 new people join posing, which is pretty cool. Getting on with that. I almost split my day now, where it's kind of like physique clients, then posing clients. I saw KC, Jack. He did that, and I was like, I'll try that out. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. I think when you other online coaches, or maybe you've experienced this yourself, when you've got like a whole day to do something, it's kind of like, what do I put first? But when you just literally block out, it becomes so easy. Like, I almost have that decision fatigue at the start of the day if I don't do that. I'm like, what do I put first? Because all these things are important, right? But if you just block them out, it's so much easier. But within myself, I mean, I'm in a push-up now. Probably we just keep adding food. I'm literally just burning through it. Body's a hashtag furnace, bro. So yeah, I'm kind of just blasting through it. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I'm not exactly on 1,000 grams of carb. I mean, I would be a sumo wrestler if I did that. But like, yeah, I can definitely feel a difference in my performance. Tom's decided, well, me and Tom, to be fair, I was kind of like, please bring my posterior up. I mean, I'm really happy with the front side of my body. I have no glutes, no hamstrings, no back. There's a whole reason why every single post I just put my front shots. So that's what we're bringing up this off season. And then we've had kind of talks of prep after that. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm very, very confident actually for the first time in like how I look from the front, which is cool, which makes sense because my quads are my best, body part, but my chest, delts, and arms have definitely come up, which is really good. That was the first thing Jack said to me when he saw me at EP. He was like, "Your arms have grown," and I was like, "That actually means loads coming from someone who's like twice the size of me." So, yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, saw Jack on was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. We went to Tom's meetup. That was so good. We need a meetup like that. It was so good. Like Tom is fucking massive, by the way. I mean, he literally hugged me. And I felt his beard like scrape the top of my head, and I was like, "Well, this is just demoralizing." But yeah, he's so nice. Like he literally walked around everyone, talked to everyone, as you should, as a coach. But like, yeah, it was such. Have you trained at Intent at all?
That was what the last meetup was.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, you've trained. Yeah, you trained. Have you trained once? Outside of that, have you ever trained it?
No,
yeah.
No.
It is really, really good. I tried out the lying. I don't know if it's not a Cybex hack, I don't think, but it's like a lying hack. That was really, really good. Felt very similar to like a hip press where it's really, really hard at the top. But yeah, it was fantastic. Other than that, it's been fantastic. Business again, moving forward. Genuinely super excited to not work in retail at all in the future, which is pretty exciting.
Was Ryan there?
Oh no, he's in Brazil. He's in Brazil right now, Ryan. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's got a visa out there and he's in Brazil for a little bit. So yeah, yeah, he should does whatever the fuck he wants, doesn't he? He's such a chill guy. But yeah, I think today our plan was to do a bit of Q&As. If you were up for that. Because we got some 100%. Questions. Yeah. Or we could have a little chat about your prep, not prep, whatever the fuck it is right now, because you're too wham and not too lean, bro.
Yeah, I'll have a little touch upon what kind of has been going on, and then we'll go into the questions.
Yeah.
So we started prep, and then Jack, because I was ill and I was dealing with like a minor surgery that I had prior to prep, we pulled cardio out. So I wasn't doing any cardio. I was doing like maybe 7-8K steps a day, something like that. And then we went into prep, and Jack bumped my steps to 12K and gave me 30 minutes of cardio 4 times a week. In the first 2 weeks, I went hypo 3 times. On the back of that, obviously prompted Jack to make some changes. We kept giving me more food. I continued to get even leaner, even quicker with the additional food. So by about week 4, week 5, Jack was like, "Okay, this is a piss take. Let's just drop cardio." I was like, "All right, fuck it." We dropped cardio, and I continued to get even leaner, even with no cardio. So then we started implementing weekly refeeds at 1,000 carbs. And after the first refeed, Jack was like, "Mate, this is best of all time. Like, you look fucking sick." And because of these refeeds being placed around my workouts, my performance just fucking like went through the roof. I was getting progressions like +2s, +3s, which I was getting peak off season in prep. So then Jack was like, "Okay, cool. Let's do bi-weekly or refeeds twice a week at 1,000 carb." So again, that made me, at this point, I think when we went to the 2 refeeds a week, I stopped losing weight and I started gaining weight, but condition has held and performance is still increasing. So we've run that for, I think this is the 2nd week now of refeeds twice a week. I'm up 6 pounds. Condition is the exact same, if not actually a little bit better, maybe because I'm a bit fuller. So you can see definition a little bit better. And yeah, I'm just chilling, to be honest. We're still trying to bump up food. We've gone down the old school bodybuilding approach. There's only so much more food that you can give me after I'm on 1,000 carb a day. especially from a digestion perspective. Like, if you saw some of the portion size of my meals, like 4 bagels in my first meal, or like 3 wraps and 250 grams of rice in my second meal, like there's only so much more you can give me without me just bursting open. So like we've had to vote out into more like untraditional food options, like I said, the muffin post workout, in order just to not fuck up my digestion too much, but still allow me to get more carbs in. Which is interesting because if I'm on a muffin post workout now, I don't know what I'm going to be on in 6 weeks' time when we end this push up. Fucking a whole packet of muffins. I'll have 4 muffins post workout.
Where's living the dream?
Yeah. That, and also we had Christian on the pod, I believe. I want to say it's like a month ago or like 6 weeks ago now. And we were talking about like prep clients, and he mentioned there are certain individuals in prep who simply look better after untracked meals. And this is a very unconventional approach. And if you are a prep coach listening, or if you are a prep client, I would not recommend this. This is generally not a good idea for the majority of people. But after that, me and Jack got thinking, and he was like, we should try this. He was like, have an untracked meal. Now, even though it was untracked, I sent Jack the picture of what it was. We had an idea of roughly how many calories it was. So it was still moderated and controlled. It wasn't just a complete, like, okay, a free pass to just do whatever the fuck you want, eat how much you want. Like, it was controlled and moderated. But we noticed, again, after having the untracked meals, I just look fucking ridiculous. Like, the best I ever look is after a really high calorie untracked meal. So again, that's something that we've implemented, and most likely will stay throughout prep, simply because my body responds to it. And I think this is a prime example of, there are any prep coaches listening. Once you get a client, especially enhanced clients who are big enough and experienced enough, there is no rule book. There is no like, you have to do it X, Y, and Z way, because ultimately it's about the look that you provide. Christian was saying he's had prep clients who their stage weight was 5 pounds heavier than their off season. Like, actually put that into perspective. Being in stage lean condition, being 5 pounds heavier than what you are in peak off season, like that's how much you grow in a prep, if done correctly, if you are the right athlete or individual. So there really are no rule books, and I think being fluid and open to going against the grain sometimes, especially if you have an athlete who responds better to certain things, is really fucking important. And you know, Jack has that experience. He's coached me for a while, but also he's got an eye for visuals, and like, he knows my physique better than anyone else. So like, even when I wake up, I'll send him physique shot. He's like, mate, you look better, or like, you look tighter, or like, okay, maybe we did spill a little bit. So having that sort of experienced eye on your physique to be able to tell what you respond well to and what you don't respond well to is really, really fucking crucial. But ultimately, don't always go by the rule book. The rule book is a guideline. That's all it is. But there's, do you know who James Hollingshed is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so James Hollingshed has 2 burgers a week in prep, but in the off season he has none.
Fair.
So, exactly, like there is absolutely no rule books. Like, you could do a prep with no cardio, for example, if you're big enough. You could do a prep with 5K steps, for example.
I don't even think it's even if you're big enough. I've seen some natural athletes do it without. It really, exactly. Then it feeds into your point even more. Everyone's so different. Like, when losing weight, it's not like, it's mental. So many people, like, this is one thing I see a lot, even in lifestyle clients. People focus on body weight so much. I don't know if you do this, but I don't even look at the sheets before I do a check-in. What I do, I do before I do a check-in. Sorry, before I make changes. What I do is look at the photos. I'm like, do they look leaner from last week? If they're in the same, obviously the same weight, same lighting, or same place, same lighting. And if they look leaner, and then I look at the sheets and they're the same weight, fucking mint. You know, it's all done on visuals at the end of the day. Like, you're not going on stage to be, oh, you know, I need to get to 190 pounds. No, you don't. You just need to look the leanest you can. And if that happens at 200 pounds or 190, who the fuck cares? It's not a dieting contest, like, at the end of the day, like you said. So yeah, it's quite interesting, especially like, there's going to be like a lot of psychological issues for some athletes though when it comes to this. Is like, if someone's competing against you, Camille, and they've been fucking pouring their heart out doing, or let's even take Jack, for example. Jack's been fucking doing, stupid amounts of steps, and then he's giving you fucking 1,000 gram of carb. He's probably sat there like, for fuck's sake. But you'll both you'll both be looking wicked on stage. You will. Like Jack, I saw Jack at the weekend. Holy fucking shit. He was stood in like the upstairs bit of Intent, and we just turned around, me and Oren, I think his name is, big guy, me and who Tom coaches, and we just turned around. We went, "What the fuck?" Tom, he was up there. He just took his top off, and he literally fucking shredded. I've never seen someone who was such vascular legs. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm pretty flat right now." And I was like, "For fuck's sake, if that's you flat, I don't even want to see you carved up. I'm just gonna kill myself." Like, he's actually mad. It's crazy how good he looks right now. I'm gonna big him up now. He's not here, and then when he comes on the pod, I'll be like, "What are you doing, mate? Why are you on the pod? Do more steps. What are you doing?"
Jack is deceptively big in person. Well, not deceptively. He's like, the first time I saw a picture of Jack, bearing in mind this was a couple of years ago, I didn't think he was that big. But I remember seeing him in person shortly after and being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
like Jack doesn't look that big on camera, but like when you see him in person, you're like, "Holy shit!" Like he is large. So I can only imagine, like, with this kind of conditioning, what the fuck even looks
on
like.
stage. He's gonna look fucking ridiculous. I mean, we've got one Airbnb booked with like a lot of cool people there. It's gonna be such a good weekend. It's gonna be so fun.
I'm really excited. Excited.
He's got a video.
Yeah. That being said, I feel like a massive cunt though, because my Friday is my refeed day when I get a takeaway.
Oh, mate, no, we'll go out for that. We actually will go out. We'll sit out for that. No, that would be so bad. Imagine you just sat there having fucking. Oh, that is so bad. That is so bad. What takeaway are we getting? What are we talking about? What takeaway is it?
I think he said either a burger or fries, so like a Five Guys, or like a Chinese where it's like chicken and rice.
Oh. I've never actually had Five Guys. Do people rate it? What is it like? Have you had it?
It was all right. I think I would have preferred to, because I ordered it at home and it came a little bit cold. So like, did I have the most accurate kind of taste test of it? Probably not really. I would like to see what it tastes like in person, or not in person, like in the shop itself when it's actually done warm.
Or was treating it like a scientific experiment.
Yeah, but like the burger was really good. The burger was good. The chips were a bit hit or miss, but the burger was really nice. But it's fucking expensive, Jesus Christ. For me and my missus, it was like 45 quid.
What the fuck,
yeah,
bro?
Really,
are we buying a burger or actual Five Guys here? What is going on? That is absolutely mental. Right, we'll get into some questions because we actually do have a bit to go through. How long have you got, by the way, just so we know?
I'm free.
Sorted.
Sorted.
Oh, cheeky. Sorry, I can't help it. Anyway, let's go. So we've got, first of all, let me have a little look. So I'll go off the most recent ones. First of all, so we got a decent question to kick it off. I'm trying to stall for when I actually find it. I do remember the question. But I want to make sure that I've got it correctly. If I can fucking find it, oh my god, it's somewhere here. Here we go. So, Oren has asked top 3 gyms you've trained at in the UK. Any off-season lifting goals? So we'll both answer this. How about you give 2, I'll give 2, and then we'll go over our off-season lifting goals. How about that?
Okay.
So do you want to start off with a gym and then I'll go with a gym?
JP's for sure.
I've never been there. How long ago were you there for?
That's my normal gym. I train there every week.
Oh, I thought you said I don't know why I thought the shed. I don't know why I heard JP's. I thought the shed, then fuck me.
Bro's got a selective hearing.
Yeah, bro. JP's does look very good. I'm gonna come and visit you up in Scotland. I'm definitely gonna go there. I remember seeing that before you went there because like Brandon Doherty and some of Josh's clients.
The Natty Warriors.
Natty Warriors. I mean, is it Louisa Jim? He just won a show. He was looking fucking mint, to be fair. Yeah. He was
what really stands out about JP's for me is the owner. I think the owner is an absolute fucking boy. Like he lives and breathes and dies for that gym in order to provide the best quality service for its members. And you can really, really tell. Like he's in that every day, cleaning machines, fixing kit, talking about feedback with members, Like he really, really puts a graft in, and he's always like putting things on the weekends and stuff for the members to do. Like you can tell he really, really, really cares. Like I think in this day and age, there's a lot of bodybuilding gyms which have fantastic kit. There's a lot of bodybuilding gyms which might have a really good environment. They have some big boys training there that can help motivate you when you're training. But I can't say I've been to a lot of gyms where you can feel the empathy and the care from the owner as soon as you walk in. That's what I love about JP's.
Sick. Have you got a second one, and then I'll go through mine, or is it
Rotherham, Ultraflex Rotherham.
Yeah, I mean that was
it's not. It has to be.
Yeah, it was good when we went there. What was that? When did we go there? Was it for a show? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was from
MBW, wasn't it? Nah. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I was training legs on that day. I had all my usual machines. It was really, really good. The atmosphere was nice. I just think, personally, I don't know about you, I like a quieter gym. I like a closer gym. Like, so I'm going to give two right now. One's going to be known, one's not going to be known. And they're both around from where I am. Probably people can guess. Ultraflex Durham, that's a very, very good one because it's got fucking every bit of machinery you need. But it's not like Ultraflex Rotherham vibes. It's not like stupidly cramped up. It's kind of like a more friendly vibe, if I'm honest. So like if you were kind of like not a stupidly hardcore bodybuilder but still cared about your stuff, I would go there. The only thing about Ultraflex is it's just expensive. It's just I don't think it needs to be that expensive in my
How much is it?
50-something quid a month, which is pretty expensive for a gym. Maybe I'm just poor, but it's fairly expensive, right? And the one that I'm currently going to is probably what I'd rate the highest. Viking Gym Hebburn, I think it's called. Very, very good gym. It's just, I think the only thing it's missing is like a really good press. But to be honest, I'm mostly like a Smith machine, a dumbbell presser anyway. I don't really like being locked into a path, which is ironic because I just said Smith machine. But yeah, anyway, it's a really good gym. It's also one of them gyms. The gyms that I like is, you know, when you're in a really good mood, you go to a gym and it's not busy. It's mostly not busy, and then you just go in and get on with stuff. I think the biggest vibe killer of a gym is just when it's fucking rammed at any time. Like even if I take a gym that's like not got insane machinery, like medium level machinery, over like this really good one like Ultraflex Rotherham that's busy all the time. I just like the vibes of it. And when you're good enough, right? Oh, I say when you're good enough, that sounds really egotistical. What am I saying? When you're like educated enough, you can make any fucking machinery work as long as you can set it up right for you realistically. You don't need to rely on, you know, a Cybex hack. You know, you can set up a very similar thing, or like at least something that trains something similar. But anyway, that's the gyms. We just talked about that for like fucking 15 minutes. So we'll quick fire. Any off-season goals? It could be strength goals, could be your overall kind of, I know where you're going to prep, but you know what I mean, like next off season. What are you trying to bring up?
Well, next off season will be based on judges' feedback for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is the ultimate sort of underlining thing. In terms of what I would want to bring up personally, lats for sure.
Okay.
I'd probably say lats and arms would be like my key areas. I think legs are in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, if you said legs, I would have slapped you.
Yeah, Butch, funny story. So like I'll be with my posing coach. The first couple of weeks, he was trying to teach me how to switch my legs on. And then at some point he was like, okay, they're too big now. We need to like switch them off.
That's so
funny. Like, you have to pose in order to make your legs look smaller, so you look more proportionate because you look bottom heavy. I was like, I thought that was the whole point of classic, but fair enough.
No, he knows what he's on about. That's fair enough. I think my off-season goal, I've got a lot of strength goals. I mean, I wrote them down the other day. I won't go through every single one of them, but just to bring up my posterior, talked about it before the pod, but like I just don't have glutes, hamstrings in the back. I'm really happy with how I look from the front. It's funny because I actually used to have better glutes, hamstrings, and back than I do from the front, or like, you know, like chest, shoulders, arms.
Yeah, stuff like I remember you having a really good posterior.
Yeah, now it's just because I focus on it so much, I've kind of just got in my own head about it, and now honestly, I've fucking blown up my chest, my quads. I mean, I get more compliments on my chest and quads now than I do on anything else. It's always been quads, but yeah. So yeah, I'm bringing up the posterior, and I'll be happy with that. The reason I objectively know my back is the weakest is just because it flattens off so fast, and I can tell in my posing when it flattens off because I can't open up at all when I'm flat. It just doesn't. It's funny, like especially like if I just get even on like a like a refeed day, like I'll open up immediately. I'll be like, oh yeah, fair enough, or just like after an off ban. It's quite funny. But yeah, they're my off season goals. So thank you, Oren, for asking that. So we've got
in terms of like so you said strength goals. What would be like the main movements you want to progress for your posterior?
Yeah, so I would say RDL. I'm pretty weak at RDLing. I mean, I got like 130 as like a maximum, so not that strong at all. But like that is, I would like to say that is like pristine form, like not an RDL, like a Mungo RDL. No offense, Mungo, you are, but not one of them. But yeah, I'd like to get like 150 maybe. I don't know. That's only 20 key. I don't know. I don't know how much I can up that by, but 150 for 5 would be cool. And personally, I'd love to pull from the floor. I just don't have the flexibility right now. I actually would love to deadlift. I'd love to do whatever. But for the trade-off, knowing me, I'll probably end up getting injured. So I'd rather just RDL at the moment. And then maybe I've got a T-bar at my gym that is renowned as the humbler. Like it's the one where you can put a plate on and it just fucks you up. It's got the longest external movement I've ever seen on a fucking T-bar row. So I'd love to get like one and a half plates on that. I know that sounds stupid, but genuinely you see some big guys on there only doing a plate, like way bigger than me. So I'd love to do something like that. But yeah, that would be mine. Do you have any ones that you'd want to really push, or you're just strong as fuck anyway? So I mean, do you even have more fucking?
I'd want a 5-plate RDL for sure. I feel like that's been on the horizon for a while now for me, that I haven't quite ticked off yet because of injuries. And a 3-plate incline Smith.
Yeah, I'd love to get a 2-plate. That's got like it's just one of them ones where you look over and you're like, if someone's doing more than 2 plates, you're like, what the fuck? Like they're just strong as fuck. Yeah, 3-plate incline Smith would be wild. That'd be pretty cool. What are you on right now?
2.5.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, I'm 3 plates on a flat and then 2.5 on inks.
Just add some 2 more muffins post workout or pre workout. Sorry, muffin power. That's what they call it. So anyway, we've got a good question actually. More of an educational question, which is not normally what we get. So anyway, we'll have a look here. My headphones just died, but I can still hear. Thank fuck for that. So we've got a question from Jimmy Barrow. How to adapt training splits to bring up neglected muscle groups. There you go. Do you want to give like a tip on that, and I'll give a tip on that, and I'll try and bounce off that, or if you want me to go first, I will.
I think the most important thing I think in order to bring up a weak body part would be that. See, there's so many different things to address.
There is.
The first thing that I would address is technique. That the very first thing, before we're like bumping up volume, bumping up frequency, all of this, I need to know what you're already doing is working on the paper. So if someone has a weak chest, are they actually targeting their chest in the training? Are they getting effective stimulus to their chest? That would be the very first thing. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. And even from a psychological standpoint, I've seen it so many times where someone comes from me, they're strong as fuck on like say if they've got a weak chest, they're strong as fuck on a chest movement, but they're not actually using their chest to move that, which is the exact reason why. So can you just speak, by the way? I think my headphones have just died.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's coming through my speakers. Anyway, let me know if you can hear yourself. But yeah, I would straight away address that and have a look at the load they're using and if that's actually respective of their, or it actually corresponds to the amount of muscle they have. That's normally a good first one. Probably second, I would say look at the order you're doing things in. You're either doing too much for that specific muscle group, or you're just not focusing it enough. So immediately, what I do is like, even have a look at your split. So say if your arms were shit and you were always doing them at the end of an upper day, you know, you're probably not going to be able to target them with the intensity you need to. So all I would do is move them to maybe go for like a torso or limb setup, which sounds really fucking wanky, but basically just upper without arms, having arms and legs together on the same day and just putting arms first there. That's already brought my arms up by a load, because you might think you put in loads of intensity into stuff, but as you go through a session, you're going to be able to put less. They're going to become less and less effective realistically. So just moving that is what I'd say next. There's quite a lot you can go through here. So should we keep that, or do you want to? I'd say that.
I was going to say one more.
Yeah, you go.
For me, would be what I wanted to say before was frequency. So like, I think an unsung hero of like, especially muscle groups that can recover a lot quicker. And for the majority of people, like arms, rear delts, etc., frequency is quite underrated. So even if you had the same amount of volume, so let's say you did a total of 8 sets for your triceps across the week, if you split up those 8 sets across 3 days rather than 2 days, I think that can be really, really beneficial for bringing up weaker body areas, because you simply will have more to give to those sets, and you have 3 different opportunities in the week to stimulate hypertrophy and recover from that rather than 2.
Yeah, I would completely agree. Frequency is something that I've also touched upon with my arms, and it's helped quite a lot. And then just a minor one is just make sure you get some length and work in. Not to sound like a, you know, fucking Jeff Nippard kind of fanboy here, but, you know, there are a lot of muscles that you know, benefit from that. And so make sure you do that, especially on stuff like you know, biceps. People tend to have weak biceps and they're just doing like a bicep curl and pausing at the top 3 times a week. You know, actually get some length and work in there. But yeah, and train it from different positions is what I would say. So like, you know, if you've got delts, you know, don't always just do a lateral. You've got wire raises, crucifix raises, whatever. Train it, and that's also going to be very good from a rehab standpoint, and actually train it for shoulder health. But anyway, there you go. Because longevity gives you a longer path or runway for hypertrophy. But I've got a couple that are more kind of in depth. They were kind of like the normal ones. The less we don't get any unhinged questions on here, do we? I don't think we ever do, which is interesting. I thought we would.
God, we're too professional on the stories.
You what? Sorry.
We're too professional in the stories.
We actually are. If people, yeah, I feel like if they got to talk to us. But this is a really good question actually. Paul Kenrick, he said, name 3 things you have learned / gained since joining the Archer Academy as a co-coach. I actually think that's really fucking good for us too as well. Now that Jack's not here, because we'd be just straight up glazing him if he was here. So I can think of that. You can kind of split this between business, just coaching in general, and then your personal, like kind of your personality. Realistically, I know I've gained in all of them areas. I'm glad Jack's not here, because he would be fucking his ego would be going through the roof right now. Do you want me to start or you?
We can go like one each until we both done for it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go first. So business wise, I think through joining the Archer Academy, it's actually just shown me how much you need to put into certain areas. I think people think like, as much as it's really, really put out there online where it's like, if you're just a really, really good coach, you will get clients. Yes, that is true to a certain degree. And yes, that is absolutely fine. But if you don't treat this shit like a business, you won't get clients. It's as simple as. I mean, I do get a bit annoyed when people go like, why are you marketing yourself, or like marketing yourself as a coach? Depends how you're doing it. If you're cold DMing and being like, join my coaching service, you fat lazy slob, like, no, don't do that. But if you're just wanting to help more people at the end of the day, it's a business at the end of the day. Like, you know, I'd love to do this full time. So I want to earn more money so I can quit my job. So I'm going to show off my clients because they've done fantastic. And yes, that can be taken as marketing, but also it's growing my business. It's making me able to work with more fantastic people and help more people. So is that bad? Not at all. So yeah, that's one thing I would say, like making sure you're putting effort into everything, not just like, especially as bodybuilders, we're very, very autistic. We'll just go all in on one thing. Like you need to spread it across Instagram, treat it like a job, you know, business, DM, stuff like that is, yeah, there's a lot to take in. But yeah, that's what I would say is my first one.
Something that's come up recently that Jack taught me is objective bias. So the more experience I get as an athlete, the more guilty I feel giving my clients certain things and protocols because I'm like, I couldn't do that. And I think I spoke to you about Matty this as well. It's like, I think I sent a voice it to the group chat. I was like, I have this guy on a diet and like, for some reason I feel really bad dropping him like below 300 carb. Because I don't think I'd be able to do it. I was like, I know in myself that's what I need to do. And I know that if I don't make this decision, it's ultimately going to hold him back. But for some reason, I have a mental block because I feel like I couldn't do that. And I almost feel bad making him do that.
Yeah.
And so I had a big old conversation with Jack about this, which ultimately stems from you're an athlete of now a very high caliber. You cannot attribute how you would coach yourself to how you would coach other people because it's two separate individuals with two separate circumstances. And what is fine and tolerable for me might not be fine or tolerable for someone else, and vice versa. So I guess from a coaching perspective, taking the ability to look at it from an outside perspective and not attach my own emotions into someone else's progress.
Yeah, I really like that. It's quite funny. I think I've only just reached 300 carb now on my push-up, so it's quite. It's so funny. But it's just me. I completely understand. It's kind of like the first time like you get quite a small female client as well. I'm sure people understand this. Is kind of like if you get, when I mean small, I don't mean muscularity. I mean like 5'1" female. They're probably going to go close to 1,000 calories. Some people go below them. It really does depend. It's not just a magic number, right? It's not like you shouldn't feel bad for doing that. All you can do is objectively look at data and then subjectively talk about how they feel and go from there, right? If they need more food, if they need less, it's simple as that. It's not displayed from our emotions. But either way, I'll go on to the next thing. But that is a very, very common thing to get into. So if you're a young coach, please listen to that. There's words of wisdom there. So number 2, I think personality-wise is it's hard not to get into personality without getting so deep. I won't ramble on this about too long, but like almost like doubting yourself and self-sabotage. That's definitely something I think a lot of people struggle with and people can resonate with, especially myself. You kind of get into this kind of imposter syndrome. You're kind of like, I'm coaching this many people. Oh my God, like if they met me in real life, would they really listen to me? Kind of like, oh, why am I in this position? It's kind of like I've displayed and Camille's displayed and Jack, we've all probably had imposter syndrome at some point. We might still have it, but we've displayed we can change these people's lives and we can work with them and they can change their lives, right? That's what our job is at the end of the day. So how can we be like, right, we're shit at that when we are constantly displaying behaviors that we're good at it? It's crazy. Like, I mean, I spend all my waking hours practically helping people, and yet you still feel selfish by going, oh, I need to earn money from this and stuff like that. It's such a weird loop you get into. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned is just not self-sabotaging as much as I should be. Oh, no, not as much as I should be. Not self-sabotaging as much anymore. It's still something that everyone struggles with, I feel like. And I from time to time struggle with it. But then I talk to Jack or I talk to Camille and I'm like, we'll have a little chat. And this is why it helps working with very like-minded people, because they understand. Like I can go to Jack, oh, I'm feeling like I've got a bit of imposter syndrome here, and he just reels off times that what stuff has helped him with it, because he's gone through it, right? He's a fantastic coach. So yeah, it really does help in that regard. And I mean, yeah. So have you got another one?
I think transitioning from, or I should say, combining the skill set of me being an osteopath and me being an online coach. So like, I always had this dream of using my skill set of what I learned at uni of rehabilitation, injury prevention, all these things, and bringing that skill set to bodybuilders and providing knowledge and guidance around injuries, which are very, very prevalent in the sport. And Jack has helped me maneuver that, structure it, and deliver it in a way that is in line with how I would want it to be delivered. if that makes sense. So he's given a lot of guidance on like how to actually coach rehab clients, how to structure it, onboarding process, like assessment, stuff like that. So I think in that aspect, he's really helped me. He's understood that I had a skill set that not a lot of coaches have, and he's helped me actually utilize that skill set to the best of its ability rather than it just sit there and collecting dust.
Yeah, I really like that. I was going to say the way that you kind of explain rehab is it's kind of like it breaks that medium between like really, really fucking outlandishly intelligent words that no one can understand, but you break it down in a way that, you know, people can actually understand. And that is part of coaching at the end of the day. Like, it's a people's job. You need to understand how to deliver to people. We'll leave it at that because that's two each, I think, unless you've got one that you'd really want to say.
No, those are two main ones.
Perfect. I've got two here, which I really want to ask. So I've got what bugs you most in the industry and anything you're working on for clients at the moment. I've got two things for both, to be fair. So what bugs me the most in this industry, in the coaching industry, I'm not going to talk about bodybuilding, I'll talk about coaching, is people or younger coaches I'm seeing kind of put more effort into, this is going to sound quite controversial, but so much effort into education, they forget that coaching is how you display information, not just knowing the information. Like, I could know all the information in the world, but if I can't teach my client it or deliver it in a way that they actually understand through experience, I'm not going to be a good coach. It's as simple as that. There's some very, very fucking smart people out there, but they cannot teach people at all. And coaching at the end of the day is educating alongside kind of like rehabbing someone almost. I'd put it in that way. But yeah, I'm just seeing a little too many people kind of almost like flex their education when there's a reason they're not posting client results. And I'll just say that. I mean, like, it's just, there's no testimonials, nothing like that. And I get that you need to get people for that. But also, like, if you probably put a little less time into that and a little bit more time into the clients you already have, guarantee you would get the transformations you want. But that's what I'm going to say.
I would say this sort of debate of, do you just need to get stronger to get bigger, or being so fucking anal with form that you're science-based? So like, it ultimately all stems down to that sort of bro lifting, just lift more to get bigger, versus ultra science-based, everything needs to be slow and controlled, and the extremes of it and the conflict between that. I think people need to be people need to be less so fucking anal about picking sides and just utilizing both. And this doesn't just go to this specific topic in bodybuilding, but I get bodybuilding is an extreme sport and you have extreme opinions of how to do things. But the best thing that you can do is, instead of having such an extreme opinion, is just stay in the middle and just utilize both when needed. So yeah, that would be the thing that pisses me off the most.
Yeah, I completely get that. I will say this time and time again, but either one, where you're, you know, ego lifting, let's say, and we'll say science-based as the other one because that's the one that most people understand. Either one does not mean shit unless you have enjoyment. It just doesn't. Like, you can have the most perfect form in the world, but I guarantee Timmy, who's fucking, you know, using cuffed pull downs and whatever, or, you know, doing whatever, putting his arm in a foam roller, putting his cock in a foam roller, whatever he wants to do. And then you've got, you know, let's say fucking Dan, I don't know why I'm struggling to think of names, is fucking enjoying every lift, not got the best form, but it's not bad either, so much that he's just ego lifting. I guarantee Dan makes more progress. It just, if you can get into a session and if you're switched on and you can enjoy your session and progress, you will fucking love it. Also, longevity is key for anything you want to do. Like, you can be really good at something, like let's say coaching, you can be really good at it for a month, and then if your mental health goes and you're not protecting that, you shit it again, you're stuck in a hole. It's as simple as that. It's the same with lifting, right? If you can have enjoyment, I guarantee you can do it for longer. So that's what I've got to say about that. But have you got anything you're working on for clients at the moment? I remember you sending me a list of the things you want to make, or that thing that you made, so you could talk about that. But I've got something as well.
So, well, I actually got two things. So the first thing is the school. So we've set up a educational platform in the Archer Academy that me and Matt are both part of. Jack has already done a bunch of lectures on more the coaching and a little bit on business actually side of things for other coaches specifically. My niche is rehab, so I've started a syllabus on rehab basically, and I'm releasing weekly videos on that. And I believe Matty is in the process of starting the posing lectures as well. So that's something cool that we are both working on. The other thing that I am working on is a sort of database, I want to call it because it sounds fancy, of rehab exercises that we can, or I can constantly upload to and give access to all of my clients. The plan is to have a considerable amount of rehab exercises for every body part, for every stage of rehab, and categorize it in a way where, say, for example, someone gets diagnosed with like shoulder impingement, they can go into this database and type in early stage rehab shoulder impingement, and it comes up with a list of exercises for that specific time, for that specific injury, with videos on how to perform it, dosing, etc., etc. So it's basically just an ultimate exercise cheat sheet, because I noticed that is the biggest thing that most of my education clients are struggling on, is like when to pick what exercise, how to apply it, the dosing, etc., etc.
Yeah, I really like that. So yeah, the only thing I would add is like on the school, my thing is like posing and also a little bit of lifestyle. So I'll say that in a second. But with posing, yeah, I'm literally uploading it today, which is kind of cool. Starting off basic just with stances, then we're going to go through poses, then transitional work, routine stuff. So that'll be good. I think one thing that's lacking from education is transitions. No one really ever talks about transitions, and it's a very, very important thing. Not even just transitions in routines, but also on stage. You know, how are you moving from that front relax to, you know, the side relax? Like, I think people, I've seen it so many times on stage. They can pose really, really well, but they can't pose in between poses, and they let their gut go or whatever, and it's mental. So that'll be coming. And then also from a lifestyle perspective, obviously Jack's done some stuff on there, but also for other coaches on how to break down information for lifestyle clients. I know it's not always just to simplify it like everyone thinks it is. It's using cues that actually relate to them. Like it sounds really stupid, I'm a bit nerdy about this, but I'll look at people's jobs, what they do in their job, how I can relate it to their job, what they're doing on a construction site or something like that, and how them cues can relate to that. That can really help people get it. I mean, for example, I've got a client who really likes keeping up with the Kardashians, which is questionable. But anyway, they're doing an RDL, right? And we're trying to teach an RDL, which is infamously hard to teach or to learn for a lot of people. And to teach them how to do anterior pelvic tilt, I just said, Kim K your butt, and she instantly did it. She stuck her ass out, rotated the hips up, just like she should. It's so it's so funny how you can just it is just all mental, because if I say anteriorly rotate your hips, they just wouldn't understand it, right? Even if I explained it and I drew on the diagram, but some people just need that stuff. So yeah, maybe even breaking down some exercises and showing you how to you can use some cues. So the school isn't just for people who want to learn, like clients who want to learn stuff. It's also for other coaches who want to be educated. I mean, we had a inquiry from a young guy the other day. I don't know if he listens to the pod, so I'm not going to say his name, but yeah, he's joining on. He said it's fantastic. So there you go. Instantly learn. So other than that, I have a couple more questions. We'll do a couple more. But I think we'll do some quick fire ones for the next couple, because we went quite deep. So favorite body part to train, Camille?
Lats. It has to be lats.
Lats.
Yeah,
Mine's lats and quads. I actually can't separate them. I think the sensation from quads is mental, but lats is just so nice. It's one of them ones that people really struggle to train, but when you actually get it down, it's like, oh, it feels so nice, doesn't it?
When you get a lat pump, you just feel like a Viltrumite.
Honestly, love that. Hobbies outside of the gym. Do you have any at the moment? It's quite a hard one.
Playing games, anime.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I watch a lot of anime.
All right, wait. I've got to go deep dive into this. So games. What are we playing? What are we playing?
I've been playing a lot of modded Minecraft recently. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's just
wait.
got me
What,
back
what
in.
what mods are we talking? Anything good or?
So I recently have been getting into modded Skyblock. So the one that
Oh,
played recently is Project Overpowered. It's called.
that sounds
Shout
sick.
out to anyone who plays modded Minecraft. But yeah, it's just so fucking like stimulating. That's all it is. Normal Minecraft just doesn't do it anymore. Like it's too boring.
Bro's gone on PEDs and then he had to PED his own Minecraft fucking server. That's crazy. And then what anime are we watching? The only ones I've really watched are Attack on Titan. That is probably about it.
Attack on Titan is fantastic.
It is.
I recently rewatched Solo Leveling. I showed it to my missus, and now she's obsessed with it. Solo Leveling. Like, if anyone doesn't watch any anime, go watch Solo Leveling. It's really short. It's only 2 seasons, and animation-wise, it's one of the best recently created animated animes. Like the animations are fucking insane. It's so cool.
That's so sick. I don't know why I wouldn't have you as an anime guy, but now that you've said it, I can kind of see it, and that's not
I
offensive.
love anime.
To be fair, if someone walked on the street and go, "Do you watch anime?" I'd be like, I'd feel offended. But it shouldn't be like that, to be fair. But
I'm a bodybuilder. I'm autistic. Of course, I watch anime. We're all bodybuilders deep down, are little nerds. Like,
yeah,
it's true.
real. There's only a select few, and you can tell them out, or you can see which ones are. They're always the ones that like online coaches that go, "Oh, you got to do it or die." They're the ones that used to be like, fucking, picking on people in PE, and they're twats. But anyway, am I lagging by the way on here? It's just making it. It seems like I'm lagging. Oh, okay, perfect. So, we've kind of talked about. Jack said, "What's the current plan in terms of how we've structured things?" I've already said that I'm in a push-up, and you've already said that you're having muffins daily, so that's absolutely fine. We've got. Oh, that's a good one. What do most people not get or do wrong? That's a difficult one. I think you can go this at two sides. You can go at this from like beginner level, just getting in the gym. What do you do wrong, or what do they do wrong? And then you've got top level. What do they do wrong? Where I'll say at this, I'll say at the top level. I think some people, we'll say it from bodybuilding. I think they're unable to accept change. So like great things have worked for them for years and years, but when things don't work, I've seen a lot of top level people kind of just be like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." Not accept change, just be like, "Oh, we used to do it this way," but that's the whole reason why your lats aren't brought up the way they should be. You've got to change things. Even like people who've been lifting for 3 to 4 years, let's say, and they're a little bit more advanced, just unable to accept change, like being like, "Oh, I need to have a leg day." Like, no, we're going to do it this way because your legs are way too developed. But yeah, would you say what do most people get wrong at the beginning?
Yeah, so for beginners, I think the most important one is overcomplicating things. I think we live in a day and age where we have access to so much fucking information now, on what to do, like the most optimal way, training, nutrition, sleep, everything that bodybuilding needs, right? But beginners have so much access to that information and start focusing on like the nitty-gritty details without just nailing the fucking basic first. Like, I didn't have a meal plan until my 4th year of training. I didn't have a coach until my 4th year of training. Did I make progress within the first 4 years? Yeah, I made a lot of fucking progress. So I think focus on like the bare bones of what you need to do. Like in the first year of training, you will grow just from looking at a fucking dumbbell. Just learn to actually apply yourself, train hard. You don't even need to have perfect form at this stage. Like that comes with time because it's a skill. You just need to learn to train hard and eat enough protein. After you get those beginner gains and things start to slowly diminish, then potentially you can look into more optimizing your process, getting a coach, all of this, right? But in the beginning, you have access to all this information. Fuck that. Just train hard and eat protein and enjoy it. Because like Matty says, the single most important thing is enjoyment. You're going to be doing this for years, if not decades. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, don't fucking do it. Like if you're trying to make it the most optimal thing from the beginning, ask yourself this question: do you really enjoy it? Do you actually enjoy training, or do you want the outcome of being big? Because if you want the outcome of being big, you're not going to get there, because you need to enjoy training, because you're going to do this for a long amount of time.
Bang on. Can't agree more. I think the only thing I'd add is, like, as a beginner, as a coach rather than a bodybuilder, I actually think the simple, most important thing you can do isn't a mindset. It's nothing like that. It's genuinely writing down the shit you need to do in a day and doing it. Not thinking, not being like, oh my God, but this will knacker me out. Oh, I need to do this after training. I need to do this before. No, just get on with it. Do it. Guarantee the expectation that you've set in your head that this will take an hour. It will not take an hour. It's only taken an hour because you've said it's going to take an hour. I think so many people get in their own head and go, oh, I've got, especially as you get later down the line, you've got, oh, I've got 20 feedbacks to do today. I don't even think about it like that. I just go, let's get on with it. Let's just do this at the start of the day, get it done, and then I can get on with the rest of my day. Simple as. I don't even think. I put some music on and get on with it. And that is genuinely, I think the average person wastes so much of their life just overthinking shit. It's so true. Like, even just talking to average people who don't bodybuild, don't do anything like that. The amount of overthinking people do is crazy. Just get on with your day, and I guarantee them magic hours will free up. Wow, let's get rid of scrolling from the phone. Let's get rid of overthinking. I guarantee you'll get like 5 hours. It'll feel like you have 5 extra hours on your day. It sounds crazy, but it's true. But most people listening to that won't do it. But just do it. Simple as.
Just do it.
Just do it. Well, that was all my questions, to be fair. So do you have anything that springs to your mind? If not, we'll end it there, because I think that's been quite a nice like Q&A little style one.
I think, going back to what I previously said about the information online and stuff like that, I think universally, maybe not just so for beginners, but I think even for people at our stage, it's so easy to get caught up in the nitty-gritty. But I think there is so much beauty to mastering the basics, and that comes with coaching, that comes with bodybuilding, that comes with business. Really comes with business. Like, the basics in business will grow your business 95% of the time. Like, instead of focusing on like trying to find the next step or the next extra thing that you can do on top of what you're already doing, just do what you're doing better.
Yeah.
And I think that will always have a higher return on investment in any aspect of life, whether it's bodybuilding, coaching, business, whatever it is. Just do what you're already doing better rather than trying to do more.
Exactly. I literally couldn't agree more. And I think people think there's going to be this magic pill that saves them, oh, if I do this, it will completely change my business. No, you just need to work for years effortlessly, put loads of effort in, and it will come. Like, I cannot tell you how many late nights I've had, how many, early wake ups I've had after a late night. It just has to happen, right? Because as a coach, I need to be selfless. I need to be like, right, my clients wake up at this time, say if they were going on stage or whatever, or they have, I had a client who woke up for a half marathon. I had to get up super early with them and do that. I know that sounds stupid, and I was like, oh, that's a minor thing. Do that a lot of days in a week, and you'll start to feel it. But if you can keep your standard high, you will get a lot of clients, because it shows you care, and that's the majority of why people do well. Like, if you look at good coaches, they care. It's as simple as right. And I don't care if I'm perceived as annoying. I don't care if I'm perceived as, pushy when I'm messaging my clients and be like, oh, can I know this information? Because I care. I want to know them, and they get good results because of it. So yeah, I'd say that's probably, if you're a young coach looking out, care more about your clients. There's so many people that care about the money, don't care about the money. The money will come, right? I can't act like that. That's not nice. But just get on with it and care about your clients. You'll go far. You just will. Simple as.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. Is this the part where we do the shameless plug?
Oh yeah. If you want coaching, don't go to Jack. Actually don't right now, because he is too. I think he is closing his doors.
He is closing his doors. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do want coaching, the links will be down below. I'm sure we'll put them in. But yeah, I'd say let's do the shameless plug by linking it back to the earlier in the episode, right? If you're a beginner starting out and you don't know where to go, you know where to find us. Simple as, okay? And if you like anime, go to Camille. And if you like not looking terrible and checking photos, come to me for posing. All right, simple as. So anyway, hopefully everyone has had a good day so far and you will continue to. Adios. I'm going to try and find the stop button. This could be really awkward. Okay, it's here. Goodbye, people. I pressed stop. Never mind.